Welcome to America's Got Talent.
Thank you, thank you.
Isn't it fun out here?
It's fun, man.
How is it when you're like in the wing, about to come out? Are you nervous then, or?
But Terry's back there.
What is he doing over there?
No, just, giving motivational talks and everything. I think he has a TED Talk coming up or something. I don't know.
Okay, so tell us, who are you, how old are you, and where are you from, please?
My name is Orlando Leyba. I am 45 from Miami, Florida, and I'm a stand-up comic.
How did you get into that?
It's my wife. It was my birthday, and she gave me a gift to the school that teaches you improv acting. Mm-hmm. And then the improv teacher says, you're not good at improv. You should try stand-up.
And now you're here on the biggest stage in the world.
What a journey, man.
Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I like his vibe.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. My name is Orlando. I'm married, 15 years. You could hear it in my voice. There's a little essence of defeat every time I open my mouth. You hear it like every good husband. Listen, woman, you want to get gelato after this? Is that possible? She's a good woman. She got me into that show, Yellowstone. I love that show. Yeah, it's a great show, but I feel like less of a man every time that I watch. Should I buy a truck? I feel like I should buy a truck. For those that don't know, Yellowstone is a TV show about a cattle ranch ran by the bodyguard himself, Kevin Costner. Yeah, a man, right? Mm-hmm. The writing is great, the acting is excellent, but the visuals of Yellowstone are amazing. Yellowstone, the park looks amazing. So imagine my excitement when my buddy Eric invited me to his wedding. Where? In Yellowstone. Are you coming? Oh, I'm there. I've been watching the show. The second I landed, guys, I got it. This place was so beautiful, so majestic. I understood Kevin Costner. Shoot, I became Kevin Costner. By the third day, I was telling people to get off my land. Get off my land! Sure, it was in the hotel courtyard, but that's the way that I felt. I couldn't stop saying, go on, get. You go on, get. You go on, get from that cucumber water, sir. You've had enough of our minerals. Thank you. I drove out into the park. I'm a city guy, man, and I was out there in nature, unsupervised. I saw elks, the real ones with the coat racks. I saw elks. I saw bears doing bear stuff. They waved at me. One got a little bit too close. I said, you go on, get, Yogi. I told him. Here's a big one. I saw bisons. Those are real. I thought bisons were made up like unicorns, but there he was, a bison in the middle of the road looking like a bougie cow. Moo. I see you, bougie cow. I see you. I kept driving because they told me to go see Old Faithful. Old Faithful, for those that don't know, is a thermal geyser that shoots water and steam out into the sky from the middle of the earth. Allegedly, I hadn't seen it yet. When I got there, they call it Old Faithful because Old Faithful always goes off right on time, plus or minus 10 minutes. I read the sign. And Old Faithful did not let us down. It went off right on time, plus 10 minutes. It reminded me of me in my 20s. I was like, I remember when I could do that. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I can't. I'm more like old dependable. Or old maybe later, plus or minus 10 days. It all depends how my tummy feels. My name's Orlando Leyba. Thank you so much, guys.
Georgie. I was a nurse way before I was a comic, and it gives me license to say, thank you. Yeah, it gives me license to say a lot of things, so, just strap in. Hospitals are a boot camp for comedy. There's very few jobs where within seconds of meeting someone you could find yourself saying, hello, is it Simon, is it? Simon? Hi. If you wouldn't mind just taking all your clothes off. hopping up on that table in front of you and curling up in a ball for me? That would be great. Good man, Simon. Okay, someone's going to come in a minute. We're not sure who or when. And they're going to pop a finger in your bottom. And I'm just going to stand here and write about it. Then at lunchtime, I'm going to tell all my friends. I've experienced the bluntness of nurses myself. I was an inpatient in hospital. I had my first bed bath. Learnt some things about myself. I learnt I was a three-person role. And for a profession that prides itself on breaking bad news gently, you weren't kind. They weren't kind. This is how you find out. Nurse pulls the curtain back, looks you up and down, and then hollers down the corridor, "I'm gonna need more hands for this one!" I love what I've built, though. I love this. I love it. I get it. It's pre-Raphaelite. I know it's a family show, but if you imagine this naked, and then you stick wings on it, it's a cherub. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that textbook Hot for Now, but 17th century, this milkshake was bringing all the boys to the art. It's hard to love your body, and it's hard to, especially after kids. I swear, you can try, you can give yourself some me time, you're chilling out in the bath to the pussycat dolls, and then you get a couple of naked toddlers storm in and use your nipples as an intercom for a spaceship. Doesn't matter how at peace you are with how you look, doctors will still want you to lose weight. I went in with a sore throat once and got sent home with a diet sheet. It was right after they'd given me antibiotics and told me to take them 3 times a day on an empty stomach. I told them I couldn't see that happening. Do you know what my favourite is? You know when doctors tell you, they go, "You're not having the operation until you've lost weight." Let's operate on elephants. I'm like a dolphin or a sea lion at worst. Give it a crack. You know, believe in yourself. I tried the diet sheet for a bit. You do, don't you? Breakfast season, you just wake up, you get fed. Done. Lunchtime, though, you wouldn't have even recognised me. I'm in the zone. I'm making my own hummus. I'm pouring chickpeas in a blender. I've put on activewear to make hummus. That's how committed I am. It's like activewear activates the chickpeas or something. Oh, it's a new life. It's new me. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, it's all right for a couple of hours, that, innit? And then I'm wilting. Oh, mid-afternoon, I'm wasting away. I'm starving, but I'm not quitting. I think, do you know what, girl? Just make your tea early and then go to bed. Don't quit. Make your tea early and go to bed. Go to my diet sheet. Do you know what it says? For tea, it says, now use the remaining hummus. That's not how hummus works, is it? Hummus works that you've got hummus, then you've got no hummus. That's how hummus works. Oh, I gave up. I just had a can of pop and a Toblerone for tea. Oh, thank you. I perked right up. I couldn't have gone to bed early if I wanted to. Thank you, Hammersmith Apollo. I've been Nurse Georgie Carrol.
Hello, how are we going? Good to hear, good to hear. I just want to clarify something before I start, because I've heard a few people talking about it. I am a Nepo baby. Oh, thank you. I've got a famous dad, and I just want to say, especially as this is a competition, I just want to kind of go on the record and say that I do realise we have a big old nepotismo problemo in this biz we call show. And, you know, as I'm sure we all are, I'm trying to be a better Ali. for people less privileged than myself. And I think one of the best ways I can do that is just by telling you guys who my dad is and kind of sharing that privilege with you. So I'm just going to say who my dad is, and then we'll move on. I'll get on my set. So my dad is... Where's Wally? You can probably see the resemblance. I can see we've got some fans in. It is hard having a famous dad. It is. Although I've always said as famous dads go and as celebrities go, my dad kind of has it made, because even though he's got this massive celebrity profile, he never gets spotted in public. He's living that sweet Hannah Montana dream, baby. It wasn't always easy, though. Growing up, my dad wasn't around a lot. He travelled a lot for work, as you can imagine. And it was difficult, you know, because friends at school would be like, oh, Dad, or Hamish even. Oh, Hamish, I saw your dad at the museum last night. Or, oh, Hamish, I saw your dad in 16th century France last night. And I remember thinking, funny that, because I didn't see him at my last 3 birthday parties. Because there's no page where Wally's just spending some quality time with his son, you know? In fairness to him, he did kind of have the perfect job for being a shit dad, because if I'd ever be like, oh, Dad, why weren't you at my school play last night? He could just be like, oh, no, I was there. You just weren't looking hard enough. I can't argue with that. The guy's a professional hider. In fact, he said he'd be here tonight, and at a glance, I can't see him. But who's to say he's not lurking at the back next to 3 guys dressed exactly like him? This isn't funny. This is my trauma. This girl hasn't laughed once. It's called respect. Oh, fucking hell. I always do this. I feel like I've started this on a really negative note now. This isn't about him, anyway, is it? This is about me. I've been doing a lot of therapy recently, because I don't know if you guys can notice, but I've got some unresolved childhood issues. I've been getting into mindfulness as well to try and improve my mental health. My housemate's been really useful in that process. She's super into her mindfulness. For context, her bedroom looks like if Oliver Bonus designed my own personal hell. That is a joke for the clapping girls in the corner. I see you. You are welcome. But yeah, my housemate, she's constantly telling me that I've got to ritualise my routine. She'll be like, your morning coffee? Ritualise it. Your daily walk? Ritualise it. You're buying your sacrifice of oxen to the sun gods? Stop doing that in the living room. Because the carpets are just sodden with blood. You know, previous audiences have responded to that last line with, like, raucous laughter or rapturous applause. But, you know, it was super powerful to see that some of you guys instead decided to honour the lives of the oxen who have been sacrificed with a moment of silence. So, thank you. That was really powerful. Hold tight, my brothers. I've been trying to be more of a lad recently. Not the joke. Trying to be more of a bloody fella. And I know it might be quite surprising for you guys to hear that I'm not like a blokey bloke, but alas, 'tis thus. I went on a lads' night out the other day, and one of the lads was like, I love beer! And everyone screamed, as is custom. And then another one of the lads was like, I bloody love pulling bears! And I was like, well said, that man. And then I was trying to fit in, right? So I went, someone better lock the Dulux factory, because I know a few lads ready to paint the town 115424. And the others were like, Hamish, how many times? It's not laddie to know the Dulux colour chart by memory. I was like, guys, I don't know the Dulux colour chart by memory. I simply carry a pocket-sized version on my person at all times. And they were like, okay, if anything, that is worse. That is worse. In fact, the only thing worse than that was spending £30 on one of these for a single joke in a stand-up comedy routine. Anyway, guys, I was so embarrassed. My face literally went bright 116, 965. So yeah, I am single. I realised, thank you, I realised I've been single for too long on the way here when I was sat on the tube and an announcement came on saying the train in front was being held at the next station, and my first thought was, that sounds nice. Thank you very much. I've been Wally Jr. Have a good day.
Hello.
What's your name, please?
My name is Markus Birdman.
And where are you from, Markus?
I'm from Essex. How old are you, Markus?
I'm 52.
Okay, what do you do?
Used to be in a band. From that, my bandmate suggested maybe I should try comedy.
Tell me, what's the worst gig you've ever done?
The worst gig I've ever done. I went all the way to Plymouth and was wearing leather-soled shoes, ran onto stage, it was very wet, I slipped straight over into the front, landed with my face in the front row and never really recovered. Do you think someone would find that funny?
Okay, and do you think you can win?
I'd like to think so, yes.
Okay, Markus. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much, thank you.
He's a brave man for rocking denim on denim, though.
I'll start with a joke, seems like a good idea. Kids are the biggest source of joy you will ever have. Trouble is, they do tend to ruin every other source of joy you've ever had. So I hear other parents say stuff like, I'd take a bullet for my child, you know. Would you? I'd take a bullet for my child, put it in a gun, and shoot her. My daughter's now 18, I can't believe it. So one of those teenagers wears tons of makeup, you know, she makes RuPaul look like a trucker. The whole pandemic was kicking off, and I did what many people did here, which was to spend the next 2 years fairly drunk. I need a drink. Oh, it's only 5:30. Better wait till 6 o'clock. All right, 5:45, I'm opening the drink. 6 o'clock, woof. All right, new plan. One more at 6:30, another one at 7, and then I will get up and make my daughter some breakfast. So a couple of years ago, I had a stroke. That's what happened. People don't always believe me because I perhaps don't look like a stroke survivor to you, but what you fail to appreciate is I'm actually 23. I do a lot of work for the Stroke Association for obvious reasons. They asked me to do a benefit gig. Now, you would think as a 2-time stroke survivor, as I am, you ought to be able to make jokes about surviving strokes to other stroke survivors.
Where's this going?
No. At one point, someone stood up and went, "Stroke victims have feelings too, mate." I went, "I know, but only down half the side of their body." So. When I was in hospital, I was very heavily sedated, and I was wearing like one of those hospital gowns. So your backside is hanging out for some reason. Right?
Hideous.
The bum cape, as I like to call it. So there I was, heavily sedated. I needed to go to the toilet. It was quite late at night. I parted the bum cape, backed into the toilet, sat down. So far, so good. Were it not for the fact that there was already a blind naked man sat there. Now, I don't know if you've ever sat naked on another naked man.
No, never.
What you might expect is the person you just sat on to go, "Get off!" What happens, the most beautiful middle-class English thing I think I've ever heard in my life. You just went, "Oh, I'm sorry, who's that?" Thank you very much, thank you. Thank you.
Good. Very good. Oh my God, brilliant.
Markus, honestly, I don't think any of us were expecting that. Bruno.
Oh, I love it. You're not afraid to go there. Your delivery is absolutely spot on. Every gag, you hit the jackpot.
Thank you.
Alicia.
I think what I like about you is your style is quite dry. I thought every single joke was funny. The kids thing, I am with you, my friend. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Everything you said tonight on stage, I howled at. I mean, I'm glad I'm wearing my big knickers tonight. That's all I'm saying. Well done.
I honestly wasn't expecting this.
No, me neither.
You were just brilliant. And we've never heard jokes like this. I absolutely love you. That is a yes from me.
It's an absolute yes from me.
Alicia.
It's a yes from me.
Bruno.
Yes, for me. I've been laughing.
What's happening, comedy virgins? Have you enjoyed the night so far? Yeah! Of course you have. You've been a good audience, people, and I appreciate that, because I ain't gonna lie, I've done this in front of some pricks in my time. Just the other week, I got halfway through my set, and someone in the middle row shouted out, "Fuck me!" Daniel Radcliffe let himself go. Has anyone got glasses I can borrow? Can I borrow your glasses quickly? Is that cool, bro? Thank you, bro. What's popping, Michael? You can't see, but I proper look like him. I've got 3 parts of my personality. I do this, I used to sell drugs, and I got cancer. And my dying wish was to win the Comedy Virgin Summer Competition. So hey, it's in your hands really at the back, you know what I mean? Sorry, my cancer's playing up. No, I've been going to hospital. I found out only this year I've got cancer. I've been going to hospital since last year. And I've got to go to the Royal Free to have a checkup every week because I've got a rare type of blood cancer and they need to check my levels. And when I go there, the doctor, when I go to the clinic, he goes, Gal, you stick to this medication, you eat well, this won't affect your life. Don't worry about it. And I walk in the clinic, I sit down, I look around. I'm the youngest one in there by far. Everyone's 65 years old. And I get upset. I think, Gal, you're not going to last a long time, man. Just once I'd like a kid to walk in there. Well, I don't want him to die or nothing like that, so I feel better. How long you got, little man? 20 years? Big me up, yeah. Marjorie, she made me feel shit, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I mentioned I was a drug dealer earlier, and when I retired, I didn't get a gold watch, but they did let me keep the company phone, so that was all right. Don't judge me, bro. It's a job like any of yours. It's got ups, it's got downs. I didn't get a pension, but I didn't pay tax. I didn't work Mondays, but I got kidnapped. Whole time I was in the back of that van, I was like, Gal, you don't work Mondays, mate, don't worry about it. Who wants to see the kidnap story? I ain't done it once in the competition, but it's the final, fuck it, why not? Right, I used to sell cocaine. And these boys, they come and took me from where I was staying. And they threw me in the back of a van. And they were like, we heard you make 20 grand a week. I was like, you picked me up from my nan's house. Like, nah, bruv. We heard you make 20 grand a week. You've got to call someone right now. I was like, right, fair enough. I didn't have no credit. They didn't have no credit either. I can hear them arguing outside for 45 minutes. I thought, fuck it, I'll lend them a $5. Here you go. When they found credit, they made me ring my uncle first. Now, I can't see what my uncle does for a living, you know what I mean? Kind of tasty. But he's dealt with it how the Americans deal with shit. So they rang him, and they're like, yeah, we've got your nephew here, Gary. He's like, yeah, don't negotiate, put the phone down, wallet back. Now, he's rang my mum, and my mum's rang the phone back. I'll give you context of my mum quickly. My mum raised 3 boys in a cancer state with no help. Yes. Plus, she stabbed my stepdad. Oh, took his appendix straight out. What? So she's rang the phone, they're passing it around the van. And she's like, put the cunt on the phone. And they're passing it to each other. She's like, put the dickhead on the phone. So they gave it to their leader. And she went, no, my dickhead son, put the cunt on the phone right now. And they gave it to me. And I was like, yeah, mum, yeah. She went, Gal, you best hope these cunts kill you because I will when you get home. She put the phone down. They had to get rid of me in the end because the van was a rental. That's what they did, just opened the door and went, go on, Gal, fuck off. I went, you sure? They went, yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, that's sweet. Oh yeah, by the way, don't tell no one about this. I was like, don't tell no one about that, by the way. Right, they might come and do it again, you know? In school, you could tell I was going to be a good drug dealer because I was always late. No, but do you know what? The drug community is a small community, a bit like the stand-up community. And when a new person used to start doing it, I could always predict how long they do it till they get arrested. Like, I'll give you an example. I've been in a pub like this, my mate come up to me, said, you hear little Jimmy shot now? It's like, Jimmy's got 2 weeks in him. 2 weeks later, Jimmy got arrested. Another time he said, your little Bobby's shot now. I went, Bobby's got a month in him. A month later, Bobby's in the neck. I was the one calling police on them, but you know what I mean? Don't like competition! I'm in, Gary.
Hi guys. My name's Fred, and I'm going to start with an apology actually, because every time I get near a microphone, my voice gets even posher than it already is. I'm looking around, I can feel the plum in my throat just ripening at the sight of all of you. It's weird. I've been thinking about it a lot recently. And when you grow up privileged and posh, your parents do everything they can to keep that privilege hidden, right? So your education is private, your banking is private, your healthcare is private. But then at the end of all of this, they're also like, oh, and here is your incredibly private accent. That'll help you stay completely under the radar. So yeah, I am quite posh. I'm also quite gay, which was a surprise to a lot of people, myself included. I actually found out I was gay, not through anything revolting, like accessing my emotions, but through my bank manager. Because when you're posh, as I said, you get given a private bank account by the king. And these banks are staffed exclusively by middle-aged white men called Jerry. And Jerry rang me one very hungover Sunday morning, many, many moons ago, and he said, hello, Freddie. And I said, hello, Jerry. And he goes, look, a bit of a sticky wicket. We've actually found fraud on your card last night. And we'd like to go through your transactions to find out when the fraud started and when your transactions ended. And I said, that's a great idea, Jerry. And he goes, excellent. At 8:30 p.m, you spent £24 in gay. And I thought to myself, that's not how you pronounce it, Jerry. You then spent £26 with the Admiral Duncan, possibly a client of the bank, before withdrawing £2,000 in Lagos, and then spending a further tenner renewing your subscription to some kind of foreign field sports website called Czech Hunter. And I thought to myself, fucking hell, Fred. Firstly, you've got to stop these midnight trips to Nigeria because they are wild. But secondly, I think you might be gay. But the great thing is about being posh and gay is one can go abroad to do it. Just pop along to Southern Europe, where everyone's pretty gay anyway, be as gay as you like. And that's exactly what I did. I went to live in Paris after uni, which, as we know, is very Southern Europe. And I had sex with a guy for the first time, and it was great. But all I could think about, weirdly, was school. Not because back then I'd yearned for it, although obviously I kind of had. I remember reading Down and Out in Paris and London thinking it was a manual. But also because, like, I don't know, many of us remember this, but back at school, just the word gay was ubiquitous slang for shit, right? Everything bad was gay. Maths was so gay. Your parents, problematically, were so gay. The weather could be so gay. Wind forward to Paris, and there's a guy's dick in my arse, and all I can think is, oh, this is pretty fucking gay. I wonder what the gay weather's take on this is, because, you know, like, it's pretty outrageous. But I should have known, really. I first went to boarding school when I was 7, and when I got there, I opted to play the bagpipes. Is there a gayer, louder cry for help than the bagpipes? You're blowing one end, fingering the other, and there's a sack in between. But no, I did actually quite like it. I like my school. My parents chose it because it was close and rural. And if you think about it, a close boarding school really defeats the fucking point, doesn't it? It's very much a sign that the adoption papers were just a bit too tricky. And even then, even at the age of 7, even in between all the fucking mud baths and ferreting that went on there, that reality did kind of dawn on me. But no, I did like it. I liked it really for 2 main reasons. Firstly, the uniforms were pink, which was tremendous. And secondly, we had fucking hovercraft to drive in our spare time. Fucking hovercraft. We had 2 pet hovercraft in our little pink uniforms. It was so great. It was so camp. It was like Thunderbirds, but with actual paedophiles. So yeah, no, it was great. And I was able to go there, and I was able to kind of go through all my schooling life, really, because my granny, who paid the fees, and she's an extraordinary woman, my grandmother. She had 2 main hobbies, kleptomania, even though she had everything and lived in a fucking castle, and killing animals. Yeah, her kleptomania was amazing. She was like a shit Robin Hood. She stole from the rich, but she gave to the rich. She wasn't a particularly nice person. Like, the animals she enjoyed killing the most in her lifetime were dove. Literally the messenger of peace. She shot thousands of dove in her lifetime, but the more I look back on it now, the more I kind of understand her, because she didn't have a message of peace. And frankly, it's very hard to love thy neighbour when you live within a moat. Thank you very much. What else was I going to say? I got slightly lost now. Yeah, I had one other thought to finish off with, guys, was that the other day my boyfriend and I were repainting our flat, and not repainting repainting one room in the flat, and anyway, we were painting away, and it was a bit boring, and it was a bit of sexy time, and then it finished, and all I can remember thinking was to myself, thanks to all of my schooling life, I thought to myself, God, that's the second time I've come on Farrow and Ball. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Hello. What's your name and your age?
My name is Ahren Belisle, and I'm 28 years old.
Okay. And what is your talent?
Well, I can't dance. So I'm gonna do stand-up comedy.
Oh, wonderful. How long have you been doing this?
I did my first open mic about a year ago.
What got you into comedy?
Last winter, I ended up in Portugal. I ended up going to a comedy show there and making all the comics laugh, and they convinced me to try it.
Wow. So comedy generally is about timing. What is your process?
Please hold while the operator types his response. To do my comedy, I use a text-to-speech app. Interestingly enough, the silence while I type just builds tension during a set, and I think people enjoy watching me laugh at my own joke that I'm writing. You should also know that if you heckle me, my service dog is trained to go for the vocal cords.
Can I ask, do you have a day job?
I'm an engineer.
So, young man, the stage is yours. Best of luck.
Most of you look super confused right now, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. I know what you're all thinking. Who ordered Stephen Hawking off of Wish.com? He might be smarter than me, but I would beat him in a race. Unless the race is downhill, then I'm screwed. We also have different conditions. He had amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and I am Canadian. Specifically, I'm half French, on my left side. I also have a brain muscle disability called cerebral palsy, but being French is way worse than a brain disability.
Wow.
I used to have the word handicapped in my social media bio, and then some random white lady messaged me telling me I need to change it to disabled.
Oh.
You can't say that word anymore. It is offensive to disabled people.
I don't think it's offensive. Last time I checked, I was pretty disabled.
Well, you don't get to decide what is offensive or not to disabled people.
Who the hell does then? Some two-legged white woman on Facebook who is probably commenting on her phone from a handicapped bathroom stall. Thank you for listening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
We're great, but are you okay?
I'm hanging in there, literally, hanging.
Did something happen to you, or you?
I was playing basketball and I tore my Achilles.
Right before coming to AGT.
Yeah, I had to, I didn't want to miss this opportunity to perform for you guys, so. Yeah.
What is your name?
My name is Brewer.
Barry, where are you from?
I'm from the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, the good thing is that whatever you're gonna do looks like you're gonna do it sitting down, no?
Yes, I was gonna do stand-up comedy, but I'm gonna do sit down today, so.
Oh. How did you realize that you had that gift?
I'm a musician and I grew up playing in church on the weekends, and this guy said, man, you're funny. I was playing the drums for this community choir. He said, you should do some jokes for the concert. And I said, for real? And I did a church performance and I got a standing ovation my first time, and I've been chasing that dream ever since.
Oh, wow. Okay, Barry, good luck tonight.
Thank you so much. Break a leg. Thank you, Hal. I appreciate it.
I got
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much.
I got you. There we go. All right.
Woo, thank you so much. Yeah, I did travel here from Chicago.
Oh my gosh,
And when I traveled, I thought that, I would get a little empathy because I was on crutches, because I like to go on vacation and forget I'm black sometimes. Some people don't understand, it's a little stressful. But when I got on the plane, this young lady clenched onto a purse. You know how you have to stand in first class and wait to get to coach? And she clenched onto her purse like I was gonna take it, and I was offended for 2 reasons. First reason is I can still take it. You're not that strong. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't been in the gym like that. Your little strength ain't gonna stop my yank if I was a thief. And then second reason, where am I go? I have crutches. You think I'm gonna steal your purse and go sit in 32C? I just think everybody should love everybody, right? Like, I just really believe in that. And being a musician, man, I got to play for different churches. I grew up and I learned how to play in church, so I got to play for black church and white church. Like, white church is a little more simple. Their Jesus is simple. The chords is simple. The pastor, he gets up, he does his message. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Thank you, God, that whosoever believeth in him, you just have to believe, shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And church is over. That is church in white church. It's real simple, to the point. Black church, I grew up, is different. You go to church on Sunday, and then when they preach, it's like serious, like, put your hands together for Jesus. He's been too good. Hey, yeah. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Put your hands together for Jesus. Hey! I know white people be like, their Jesus is angry. Jesus is very angry. Their Jesus has been through a lot. Thank you so much. I'm very good. God bless.
Hello, my name's Deane. You sound like a lovely audience. Give us a cheer if you'd like to hear a fun fact about me. Very well. When I was a child, I was abused. Punchline's supposed to be, my family put me in a Manchester United kit, but thank you very much. And then my mum met this guy, right? She met this guy who was a City fan. He did not like me in a United kit one bit. He turned round to me at the front door and he said, "Get it off." And I look like Gollum with short back and sides. So it's not a very fair contest. So I took it off, he stripped me naked and then he whipped out his collection of Manchester City kits. I put one of them on, I become a City fan, and that one turned out all right for me, didn't it? Hey, yeah. But then he started abusing me, so swings and roundabouts. You can't win them all. Unless you're a City fan. Everything speaks to us nowadays, doesn't it? We've got friends that are not really there, but they are there, they're talking to us, we just can't see them. We all have them, right? We do, we all do. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? You do, Siri and Alexa. Ah, pennies dropped, right, see. They're a great support system if you use them right. Great, it's brilliant, Siri tells you the time. Alexa sets your alarms for you. Alexa even whispers back to you if you whisper to her. It's amazing. Don't ask me how I know that one. I don't do it all the time. But the best one, right, is my headphones. Now, my headphones, I don't know what name she's got. She's never told me. But every time I turn them on, right, she says, battery 100%. Connected to iPhone D. Now, that's me. iPhone D. So what she does is she tells me whether or not she's feeling connected to me today and how long we've got left, which is a lot more than I've had in previous relationships. But it's brilliant. And as the day goes on, she kind of reminds me, it's kind of sad how long we've got left together. She'll go from battery 80% to battery 40% to 20% to battery low, please charge now. And then just as she's about to die, she says something to me, Mia. And it's always in the most awkward of places, the places where I don't want it to happen. You know, like at a platform when I'm waiting for a train. We're stood on a platform waiting for this train, battery's about to die, a little voice in my ear says, kick him on the tracks now. No, I'm joking. She doesn't really say that. I wasn't wearing any headphones. Impulsive thoughts, they're brilliant, aren't they? We all have them. We do, but we don't tell anyone. That's how they stay impulsive thoughts. If you start telling people your impulsive thoughts, they think you're insane. But this is a safe space. Has anyone got impulsive thoughts right now? Go on, shout them out. What is it? Go on. No one. No one's got an impulsive thought. That's exactly why we keep them to ourselves, you pervert. Weirdo. Anyone buy their own deodorant? Anyone? Yeah. I don't. It's my impulsive thoughts, right? They lead me to doing things like stealing deodorant. And you can learn a lot about deodorant when you steal it, because it's a risky business, you know, using somebody else's deodorant. You don't want to get caught. I've learned that they go through 3 different stages, deodorant cans. Right? They've got stage 1. I call this the toddler stage. It's that first spray of a deodorant can. It's always a little more crazy than the rest. It's like a toddler. It's got stage 2. This is a cool, calm, consistent spray. I call it the 40-year-old man. Knows what it's doing. It's been doing its job for years. Don't try and tell it what to do. It's never going to listen. It's never going to change. It's a 40-year-old man. Knows its job. Fuck off. It's got stage 3. I call this stage dementia. Doesn't matter how many times you shake it or how hard you twat it against a wall, it's not coming back. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a lovely evening. I've been doing
Go on stage. Come on me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Britain's Got Talent. I can't believe I'm here. It's amazing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've been doing comedy for a while, and I've tried to avoid being on TV and fame, and in that sense, it's been hugely successful, my career. I'm from Essex. Wow. Doesn't usually get that response. I don't have a strong Essex accent, but my daughter, born and raised in Southend, she sounds like a scaffolder. Intimidates me. I'll be like, tidy your room, darling. Tidy yourself, you toilet. You got any homework to do, darling? You're being a bit naughty there, son. Jog on. Sounds like a scaffolder. Sings like an angel. Professional singing career. She's been in bands, choirs, musicals. A few years ago, she was in the musical Oliver. She played Nancy's best friend. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you do not know Fatherly Pride till you have seen your then 13-year-old daughter play a lady of the night. And absolutely nail it. It's good to be here. Any women in tonight? Well, there won't be any jokes at your expense. I'm a father of a daughter. It's changed my opinion of what should come out of my mouth. And I no longer want to make jokes at the expense of women, which is a great shame, because I had some really good ones. For example, taken a lot of heat for some stuff I've said about my daughter in the past, but for the record, absolutely ace. I absolutely love her to pieces. And she's a good kid, ambitious. When she was about 5 years old, I asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up. You know what she said? Chinese. Mind you, 1 in 5 people are Chinese, so she's got a pretty good chance. Some dreams do come true, I would have said. That's what they say, isn't it? People say when you're young, follow your dreams. The trouble is, when you get a bit older, you realise nobody means that. They mean get a job. Dreams are like children. If you follow them too long, people get very suspicious. Thank you. Who's over 40 here, by way of a cheer? Who's under 30 here, then, by way of a cheer? Well, I find you intolerable, you under 30 people. And I'm jealous. A lot of brilliant things about being under 30. Stuff works. Physically. Mentally, you're all over the shop, though. And it's not a bad thing. It's like when you're older, you promote what's good about yourself. All the bad stuff, the bigotry, the intolerance, the prejudice, sweep that under the carpet. Not too far, I'll need you again in my 60s. Now, good to be here. Not least of all, because 3 years ago, I had a stroke. Well, thank you, bless you. No, bless you, that's very kind of you. I don't know how much you know about stroke. Hopefully nothing. But as I say, 3 years ago, I was in a stroke ward surrounded by men who could barely string a sentence together in English, and it's really lovely for Bruno to pretty much recreate that here for me this evening. Sorry about that. But no, I'm blind on the right-hand side. That's what happened. On the right-hand side, I can't see anything. You lot needn't have shown up, to be honest with you. And so God bless the NHS when they looked after me. Are there any NHS people working here tonight? Thank you. Thank you for what you did to me, and thank you for what you've done for the nation over the last 3 years. So bless the NHS. No, 100%. 100%. Unless you work in NHS catering, then you can get stuffed. Now, I know it's a cliche to go on about hospital food, but I mean, given the fact that I'm on the stroke ward, it's also the cardiac ward. I've got cholesterol through the roof. I'm getting offered lasagna, chips, Frosties. I've had a stroke, not a sleepover from the 1980s. But when I was in hospital, I needed a heart operation, keyhole surgery, going through the thigh up into the chamber of your heart. And I met my heart surgeon. You can imagine the precision needed to do the keyhole surgery. You can imagine the dexterity. And you can imagine my delight then when a man walks onto my ward, trips over my heart monitor, falling flat on his face, pulling the leads out of the monitor, causing it to flatline. Pandemonium. Then his little face at the end of the bed going, "Hello, I'm your heart surgeon. You must be the comedian." And I thought, not so far, ladies and gentlemen. That's all from me. Thank you so much for having me. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm never quite sure how to start these things off. So I've brought with me this wheel of comedy. Ooh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a spin. I'm going to tell you what a joke about a topic that it lands on. Okay? Ready? So, just before I start, you're looking at me like I'm a crazy person pointing at nothing. You can see the wheel, right? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Do you like it? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Do you think the glitter is too much? No? Okay. We'll give it a spin. The credibility of Russian history. Well, lucky I've got one for that. Because I don't trust Rasputin. For those of you who don't know who Rasputin is, I was basically this guy. And because he was the only person really at the time who could read and write, most of the history we have about Rasputin was written by Rasputin. Now, if you've ever really in-depth studied Russian history, or if you've ever played popular video game Just Dance 2, you'll know 3 facts about Rasputin. He was the lover of the Russian queen. He was Russia's greatest love machine. I had a massive penis. Now, I'm not saying we should distrust historical sources. I'm just saying it's a little bit like future historians reading my diary and believing that all of my exes got together and said it was the best that they'd ever had. And that one of those exes was the Queen. I think Rasputin, got given an opportunity, did what all men do best, which is lie. Yes. Perfect. We love to lie to try and impress women, because we like them to think that we know more than them about something. There's nothing that scares us more than when we might know more than us about something. So for example, people think the music was created when the first cave person banged on a rock to a rhythm. But they're wrong. They're wrong. Music was created when a caveman listening turned to the cave woman next to him and said, "You've probably not heard this one." Oh, you like banging a rock with sticks music? Name 5 of their songs. I feel like we've reached that part of the evening. I'm going to answer the question that's on all of your minds. I can tell. Why does that guy sound like the love child of Bane and Kermit the Frog? And the answer is that the other day I was in a karaoke bar and I didn't want to sing. And then someone put on Complicated by Avril Lavigne. And then I had an invasive brain surgery that damaged my vocal nerve. I think that's what did it. And going into the surgery, I was basically told there were 2 options. One of them was a little bit riskier, but had a good chance of protecting my voice. And so to decide which one to do, they're like, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a civil servant." And they said, "That's okay. You don't use your voice much then." I was like, I've actually been doing a little bit of stand-up comedy. And I realised that I entered a very high-pressure situation. Because I had 5 minutes to prove that I was funny enough to save my voice. And that was the tightest 5 I've ever done in my life. We're talking callbacks. We're talking audience interaction. We're talking, he told me about his family, and I said I'd shag his wife. It was going really well until he was like, "Well, this is the other surgeon. This is the other surgeon going to be operating on you. This is Dr. Naylor." And I said, "Naylor? I barely know her." And that's why I sound like this. Thank you very much. I've been well.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back for the finals. I'm sure you can hear the excitement in my voice. I have to compete against an army of French hand dancers, but as you may know, I'm half French myself, so Leyba decided to do my own little ditty with my French hand. Come on, Howie, do it with me. Oh my God, that's so offensive. I'm trying to get a green card to live the American dream. I've tried everything. At this point, I'm questioning if Howie is even here legally. I seriously don't understand why it's so hard. I mean, they let Simon in and he's, well, Simon. One downside of my disability is I can only ever break up with women over text. What kind of jerk does that? I'm just a regular guy, but people don't understand that. Recently, someone said you should date someone like you, and I say, you mean a smart, funny, and compassionate person? The strong and silent type? And then they turn into a malfunctioning robot.
No, you know what I mean. You know.
What do you want me to do? Wear a sign saying, you must be this disabled to ride? I recently went to a theme park, and I asked for a disability pass. The guy says, your disability does not qualify. Okay, can you tell me where I have to go to upgrade my disability? How much to upgrade to Platinum Cripple? I didn't get a pass, but I went to the fast lane anyway, and they took one look at me, and they're like, yeah, he's tall enough. Another thing, people talk to my friends expecting them to answer for me, like asking them what I want to order at a restaurant. And I'm like, you know he's deaf, right? And even worse, he's a vegan. Servers always push the bill towards my able-bodied friends, not realizing that their disability is being cheap wankers. One waitress started cutting my steak for me even though I asked her not to. I'm like, don't you try and feed me. And she's like, chugga chugga chew chew. So for fun, I told her I'm like a baby bird, and she needs to chew it and regurgitate it into my mouth. Having a service dog is hard too. Like Ubers say no pets and drive away. Sir, he's not a pet. He's a medical device like a wheelchair. And because you're a jerk, now I need to ride him home. I told Al that he could tell one joke this time. People are gonna be like, he's using his dog for votes. Damn right. I would bring my grandmother out here on a leash if it would help. Remember to vote for me, the best dog dance ventriloquist comedian singing act on season 18.
La 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 la.
Maybe if I win, Simon will adopt me and make my American dream come true. Thank you, AGT. This whole experience has left me speechless.
And Belisle! Howie!
Well done. I love when you get edgy. I love when you, and somebody texted you, who knows your number, that that was calling in the middle that doesn't know you're doing this. I would hate them right now. I hate them right now, but it was funny. You're funny. You deserve to be here.
Simon.
So that really was not part of the act?
No.
Oh, I mean, unbelievable. Then you're even better than I thought. I mean, look, what I love about you, Ahren, is there are times where we're looking at each other going, did he just say that? You're so edgy and so funny, and that's why you're here. Brilliant.
It was real.
Heidi.
It's been an absolute privilege to watch you on your journey. You know, you've been fantastic. You've made us laugh. You inspired us. And I also want to wish you good luck for tonight.
Sophia.
We've been so lucky to have you here as, you know, part of this season because you've been fun. You've been, you know, a delight. You feel so confident. I mean, you can teach us a lot of things. Good luck tonight.